guys, welcome back to my very first Halloween baking vlog. So today I'm going to be making salted caramel filled chocolate cupcakes with chocolate ganache frosting. Wow, that was a mouthful. So today I'm getting most of my recipes from this book that I really love called The Cupcake Diaries. Now the combination that I decided to do, the salted caramel with the chocolate ganache and the chocolate cupcake, that's all a combination that I came up with on my own, but I'm getting my recipes from this book. Now if you want to purchase this book, there will be a link down below to the Amazon store where you can purchase this book. And to those of you new to my channel, please be sure to click that subscribe button down below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. So you guys ready to do some Halloween baking? Let's begin. Alright, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put my butter, which is at room temperature, and I'm just going to put it right here into my KitchenAid mixer. I want to make sure I get all that butter in there. Also, it's very important that you have the butter at room temperature. I also have 1 1/4 cups of sugar, which I'm also going to add to my butter. This right here is a very important part in the whole baking because you want to make sure that you beat the butter and the sugar for quite some time, because the longer you beat it, the more airy and fluffy that your cupcake gets. So we're going to leave it on there for about 3 to 5 minutes. Alright, so I had that on there for about 3 to 5 minutes. Probably more like on the 5-minute side. I also forgot to tell you guys that I did preheat my oven 350 degrees. And I've also pre-lined my cupcake pan with some liners. So these are some special Halloween liners. If you guys can see right there, it's pretty cute, right? I've already pre-set up and combined my dry ingredients. They're all ready, and I'm just gonna combine everything now. So now that I've beat the sugar and the butter together, and I've done that for a while, I have to add the eggs. Now the eggs, you wanna make sure you put them in one at a time, because you want to make sure that they are well incorporated into that mixture. Alright, so that was one, and now I'm going to put in the other one. Alright, so that's done. So this recipe does require only 2 eggs, so that's all you need is 2 eggs. Alright, so now eggs are in. I want to make sure that I scrape down the sides of the bowl. You know, you have a lot of that forms up along the side of the bowl, so you want to make sure that gets into the mixture as well. So we're gonna do that. Alright, now that that's done, we're gonna start adding our dry ingredients. So here I have 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So the recipe calls that we add it in by thirds. So I'm gonna start putting just a little bit in, so 1/3 of the mixture. And then it also says to put it on low, so I'm going to put it on low. And while that's going and mixing right now, I also have a cup of room temperature whole milk. So I've also added my vanilla extract to this, which is 1 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I've added that to my room temperature whole milk, and I'm supposed to add it in here in thirds as well. Into my mixture, I'm going to add it in thirds so that it mixes in perfectly. Alright? I don't know if you guys heard, but my oven's now ready and preheated. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and add another third while it's mixing. Make sure you're very careful because you don't want it to come out of and like get all over you while it's mixing. So you want to be careful as you're putting it into the mixer. So we're going to add another third of the milk and vanilla extract mixture in there. Getting all well incorporated. And we're almost done here, guys. It's very helpful when you pre-set up everything, all the ingredients before you start baking, because then it's all bam, bam, bam. You just put it all in and you're done. Alright, so here we go, and I'm going to add my last bit of dry ingredients, and then the last third of my milk and vanilla mixture. You're going to make sure you add it very slowly. Alright, so again, you want to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure everything is incorporated into that milk and vanilla and flour. So just scrape down the sides of the bowl, get it all in there. So right now you want to start having it on like a low speed, the mixer. I heard that if you have it on a high speed, that the mix starts to get really like chewy and your cupcakes don't come out as fluffy. So you want to mix it as less as possible. Alright, so that seems pretty good. It's now pretty well mixed. Next thing I'm going to do is I have my cocoa powder here. So I've already pre-sifted it. It's very important that you sift your dry ingredients. So I got to add the cocoa powder into my mixture at a low speed. So I'm going to put in about 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. You want to make sure you do it very low, very carefully, because fly all over your face. Alright, so now my mix is done. It's now ready to go into the cupcake liners. So I always try to get like the last bit of mixture off of the paddle. I want it to go all inside of the mix. I don't want to have any remaining mix left on the paddle because then I'll eat it. But I am going to try a little bit. Oh my gosh. This mix is really good. Wow. That's really good. I know there's raw egg in there. Whatever, we all do. We all try the raw batter. It's fine. Now, like I said, I'm going to put them into my cupcake liners, which I've already preset. My oven's already ready, and I'm going to stick them in there. So I'm going to put them into the oven for about 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, so now I've got my cupcake liners filled with the mixture. I always like to use ice cream scoop, and I get pretty much the same amount per cupcake liner. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick them here in my oven at 350 degrees, once again for 18 to 20 minutes. I'm just gonna stick them in there. Okay, so I have just pulled out the cupcakes. They all look pretty okay. That one I just like dug a hole into it just to see if they were cooked well enough, but so far so good. So I'm gonna let them cook in the pan because they still cook for maybe like a few more minutes, and I'm gonna take them out and let them cool. And then I'm gonna show you guys the ganache topping that I made earlier. So I made a video about how I made the chocolate ganache. So basically what you do with the chocolate ganache is you take a pot, you're gonna fill it up with a few inches of water, you're gonna put it on the stove, you're gonna bring it to a boil. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a double boiler. We're gonna put a glass bowl into the pot, over the pot. So while the water in the pot boils, you're gonna add the chocolate. So I added 2 cups of semi-sweet Ghirardelli chocolate chips and 1 cup of heavy cream. So you basically mix it in there until it all melts and combines. It's gonna turn into one lovely shiny mixture. It's called chocolate ganache, and that's basically what I'm gonna use for the frosting. Alright guys, welcome back. So as you can see, I've cleaned up a little bit. My cupcakes are out of the oven, as I showed you. So what I did, because I'm gonna fill them with salted caramel, which I made from scratch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the caramel and I'm gonna fill it, and I'm gonna fill these cupcakes. So what I did with these cupcakes is basically I took this apple core, right? And I just edged a little hole inside of each cupcake. So as you can see here, that cupcake has a hole, and that's what I'm gonna fill the salted caramel. So now I'm gonna put the salted caramel in a piping bag, and then I'm gonna pipe them inside of these cupcakes. Alright, so I have filled my piping bag with the caramel, however you want to say it. These cupcakes are now filled with caramel inside of them. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they are. Alright guys, so I have finished piping in my cupcakes. You can see right there that the salted caramel is now inside of my cupcakes. So I have put my chocolate ganache frosting inside of a piping bag. It's got a little metal tip. If you don't have a metal tip, you can just put it in a Ziploc bag and just cut off the end. It'll work just as well. I also have these little sprinkles to decorate my cupcakes with. And now I'm gonna frost all of them in a nice little swirl, and we'll be done. Alright, so I have finished frosting my cupcakes. They look a little sloppy, but whatever, you know what, it's homemade. I'm not a professional, but I wanted to do something for Halloween, so this is them. I'm very proud of them because they're very delicious. I already had one. I tasted one behind the scenes, and it's really, really good. Anyway, so now is the fun part about baking, is the decorating part. So now I'm gonna start decorating them.
I put a spell on you, and now you're gone. My honey fell on you, and it was.
And there you have it, guys. Check out my decorated cupcakes. Got all types of sprinkles on them. So these are my very special salted caramel filled chocolate cupcakes with chocolate ganache frosting. So I hope you guys like them. I've already tasted one. They taste amazing, and I definitely recommend that you guys try out these cupcakes. I'll put the recipe in the description down below. I'll also put the link to the book if you guys want to buy the book. Anyways, if you guys are new to my channel, once again, make sure you subscribe down below. If you like this video and you like recipes, let me know. I can do more. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Have a happy and safe Halloween, and have a great day.